Trump's idea of trade and anybody else's idea of trade, there is no meeting of minds really. Rachel Reeves, poised and prepared, lands in Washington, D.C. for the crucial round of trade talks. Meanwhile, Trump, mercurial as ever, is doing his best impression of a dithering suitor in a Jane Austen novel, or actually not even a Jane Austen novel. Like he's like Big Ears in Enid Blyton's Noddy. Yes, no, maybe, frankly, who cares? This is not so much a trade negotiation as it is a farce of flirtation, and unfortunately for Britain, it's one where the outcome hinges on the whims of a man whose policy instincts are shaped less by economic modelling and more by the size of his underwear. It's Trump's impression of a 10% blanket tariff on UK imports is this is an imposition which will not change, plus 25% on cars. It's a blunt weapon masquerading as strategy, and while Reeves scrambles to shield Britain's steel, pharmaceuticals and car makers from this economic blunderbuss, Trump is boasting that tariffs are making us rich and that lots of countries want deals more than I do. It's not trade diplomacy, it's economic ghosting, or perhaps worse, it's dating by press conference. Speed dating by press conference, and yet Reeves persists. She declares that active negotiations are underway. She will always act in the UK's national interests, and she's making time between IMF meetings to chat with the administration. But Trump isn't playing hard to get, he's playing hard to take seriously. And here's the tragicomic twist. Even if Reeves succeeds in rolling back some of these tariffs, the actual economic impact is minimal. A comprehensive deal, removing all tariffs and half of non-tariff barriers, would boost the UK's GDP by, wait for it, 0.23%. That's barely enough to notice, let alone to reverse the damage done by 14 years of economic drift. The UK is already a hyper-open economy. We've taken our tariff barriers down so low we might as well have installed a welcome mat. So gains from trade deals now are incremental, not transformative. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a trade acronym so long it might qualify as a vitamin supplement, offers just 0.08%. America might offer 3 times that. Big whoop. In GDP terms, this is like arguing over whether a pint of milk is cold enough while your house burns down. And here's where the gravity model of trade bites. We do more trade with big nearby economies. That means Europe, not America. Regulatory alignment with Brussels brings more growth than deregulated imports from Iowa, no matter how charming J.D. Vance thinks chlorinated chicken might be. Iowa. And here's the catch. Alignment is exclusive. You can't align with both the US and the EU without becoming a regulatory contortionist. And frankly, if you're going to twist yourself into a pretzel, you might as well do it for the bigger partners. So, Rachel Reeves faces a global courtship. Do you keep chasing Trump's hot and cold flirtations, or do you walk away with dignity and deal with the grown-ups in Brussels? And the real issue, of course, is domestic. These trade talks are political theatre, a distraction from the fact that Britain's economic malaise is homemade. Part of it is Brexit, and part of it is Reeves herself. Reeves can posture all she likes in Washington, but no deal, however shiny, will fix our energy grid, our dysfunctional planning system, or the mess in the NHS. Trump is in no rush because, frankly, he doesn't need to be. His tariffs are already doing damage while he rakes in political capital. Reeves, on the other hand, is desperate to show results, and that desperation is the weakest hand to play in any negotiation. So here we are. Reeves makes the pilgrimage to Washington in sackcloth and ashes in search of economic salvation, and Trump responds with a shrug and a wink. It's trade as pantomime. He says maybe, she says surely, he says not now, she says how about next week, big boy. In the end, Britain should probably stop looking across the Atlantic for answers. The serious work, the hard stuff, starts at home. And perhaps, just perhaps, we'd be better off courting our neighbours in Brussels than waiting for another one of Trump's press conference proposals masquerading as policy that can change tomorrow.